Hey there, truth seekers. Before we dive into today's deep exploration of human nature, I want you to pause for a moment and think about someone in your life who's left you feeling unsettled. You know that gut feeling I'm talking about, when something just feels off about a person, but you can't quite put your finger on it. Well, today's video isn't just another shallow list of red flags. We're going to delve into ancient wisdom and modern understanding to help you identify truly dangerous individuals who might be hiding in plain sight. The great Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." But to avoid becoming like those who harm others, we first need to understand what makes them tick. That's exactly what we're going to explore today. And trust me, what I'm about to share might change the way you look at some people in your life forever. Now, I know you might be tempted to skip ahead to the signs, but I urge you to stay with me through this entire journey. Each point builds upon the last, and the insights from ancient Stoic philosophers will help you not just identify these individuals, but also understand how to protect yourself while maintaining your own virtue. As Epictetus wisely said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Let's begin with our first sign, the subtle art of manipulation. When we talk about evil people, we are not discussing cartoon villains or obvious monsters. The truly dangerous individuals often appear charming and normal on the surface. The first sign manifests in how they consistently manipulate others through subtle emotional coercion. As Seneca observed, "Malice drinks one half of its own poison." These individuals are masters at playing the victim while simultaneously making others feel guilty or indebted to them. They might share carefully crafted stories of their past hardships, not to connect with others, but to create leverage. You'll notice they have an uncanny ability to make you question your own judgment, often leaving you feeling confused about whether you're the one in the wrong. Think about someone you know who always seems to be the victim in their stories, yet somehow benefits from every situation. They might say things like, "After all I've done for you," or "I'm only trying to help," while subtly pushing you into positions that serve their interests. The Stoic philosopher Musonius Rufus taught us that it is the sign of a lack of breeding to spend one's leisure in occupations that harm others. These manipulators spend their entire lives perfecting the art of harmful leisure. The second telltale sign is what I call the emotional vampire effect. You've probably experienced this without realizing its significance. It's that feeling of complete emotional exhaustion after spending time with certain people. But it's more than just dealing with a negative person. It's about encountering someone who deliberately drains others for their own satisfaction. Epictetus warned us, "When you are offended at any man's fault, turn to yourself and study your own failings. Then you will forget your anger." However, the truly evil person never turns inward for self-reflection. Instead, they feed off the emotional responses they provoke in others. They create drama not because they're caught up in it, but because they enjoy watching others suffer through it. You might notice these individuals create conflicts between others and watch from the sidelines with subtle satisfaction. Share devastating news with an almost imperceptible glimmer of pleasure. Constantly probe for emotional weaknesses in others while revealing nothing genuine about themselves. This leads us to our third sign, the selective conscience. This is perhaps one of the most chilling indicators, and it's something Marcus Aurelius touched upon when he wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Evil people don't completely lack conscience. That would be too obvious. Instead, they have what I call a selective conscience, that they can turn on and off like a switch. They can show immense compassion when it serves their purpose, but completely disregard others' suffering when no one important is watching. It's like they have an internal calculator that determines when empathy is profitable. Think about someone who's incredibly kind to their superiors but routinely cruel to those they deem beneath them. This selective application of morality is a massive red flag. As Zeno of Citium, the founder of Stoicism, taught, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we should listen more than we say." But these individuals listen only to gather ammunition. They collect personal information, secrets and vulnerabilities, not to understand or connect, but to use as leverage when needed. They remember every detail of your mistakes, but conveniently forget their own transgressions. This brings us to our 4th sign, the pleasure in chaos. Now this is where things get really interesting, and I need you to pay close attention because this sign is often misinterpreted. Evil people don't just tolerate chaos, they actively cultivate it. As Seneca wisely noted, a man who suffers before it is necessary suffers more than is necessary. These individuals create unnecessary crises and then position themselves as the solution. They thrive in environments of confusion and distress because it gives them opportunities to exploit others. You might notice them spreading rumors that pit friends against each other, giving advice that subtly makes situations worse, creating problems they can later solve to appear heroic. This behavior goes beyond simple troublemaking. It's a calculated strategy to maintain power and control. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, "The universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it." These individuals understand this principle all too well, but they use it to ensure the changes always benefit them, regardless of the cost to others. The 5th sign is what I call the void of accountability. This is perhaps one of the most frustrating characteristics to deal with because it's so blatant, yet often hard to address. Evil people have an extraordinary ability to avoid taking responsibility for their actions while simultaneously holding others to impossible standards. They live by the principle that rules apply to everyone else but them. Epictetus said, "It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows." These individuals take this to an extreme. They believe they're above learning from their mistakes because, in their minds, they never make any. They have an arsenal of tactics to avoid accountability, gaslighting others into questioning their own memories of events, using complex justifications to explain away their harmful actions, quickly changing the subject when their mistakes are pointed out, turning accusations back on the accuser with stunning efficiency. The 6th sign delves into something more subtle but equally dangerous, the artificial identity. This isn't about the normal social masks we all wear occasionally. It's about something far more insidious. Evil people don't just adapt their behavior to different situations. They fundamentally change their entire personality based on who they're trying to influence. Cleanthes, another great Stoic teacher, emphasized the importance of living in accordance with nature. But these individuals live in accordance with whatever serves their current agenda. They're social chameleons, not out of adaptability, but out of a complete lack of authentic self. You might notice someone displaying radically different personalities with different social groups, to the point where they seem like entirely different people. What makes this particularly dangerous is how well they maintain these different personas. They can keep up these acts for years, making each group believe they're seeing the real person. As Seneca observed, "He who lives in harmony with himself lives in harmony with the universe." These individuals live in deliberate disharmony, creating discord wherever they go while maintaining a facade of innocence. This leads us to our 7th and final sign, perhaps the most chilling of all, the strategic long game. This isn't about simple planning or goal setting. It's about a patient, calculated approach to causing harm that can span years. Evil people don't just act on immediate opportunities. They create elaborate scenarios that often take extensive time to unfold. Marcus Aurelius wrote, Look beneath the surface. Let not the several quality of a thing nor its worth escape thee. This wisdom is particularly relevant when we examine this final sign. These individuals plant seeds of discord and nurture them with frightening patience. They might build trust for years solely to exploit it at the perfect moment, create complex webs of relationships they can leverage against each other, carefully document others' vulnerabilities for future use, position themselves as indispensable, while secretly undermining the system. Think of it like a chess game where they're willing to sacrifice any piece, including people they claim to care about, to achieve their ultimate goal. They don't just plan for immediate gains, they orchestrate scenarios that might not pay off for years. As Epictetus reminded us, men are disturbed not by things, but by the principles and notions which they form concerning things. These individuals understand this deeply and use it to their advantage, slowly shaping others' perceptions to serve their long-term agenda. Now, you might be wondering, what should I do if I recognize these signs in someone close to me? This is where the wisdom of Stoicism becomes particularly valuable. Seneca advised, "The greatest power we have is the power of choice." You always have the choice to protect yourself while maintaining your own virtue. First, maintain emotional distance without showing your hand. As Marcus Aurelius counseled, the best revenge is not to be like your enemy. Don't try to beat them at their own game. That's exactly what they want. Instead, focus on strengthening your boundaries and developing your own emotional resilience. Second, document everything. Evil people rely on others' confusion and self-doubt. Keep detailed records of interactions, promises made, and incidents that seem off. This isn't about paranoia. It's about maintaining clarity in situations designed to disorient you. As Epictetus said, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Sometimes playing dumb while staying vigilant is your best defense. Third, build a strong support network of genuine, trustworthy people. Evil individuals often try to isolate their targets. Remember Seneca's words, associate with people who are likely to improve you. Your support network isn't just for emotional comfort. It's a reality check when someone is trying to distort your perception. But here's something crucial I want you to remember. Identifying these signs in someone doesn't mean you should confront them directly. Evil people are often most dangerous when they feel exposed. Instead, use this knowledge to protect yourself and others while maintaining your own integrity. As Musonius Rufus taught, it is better to do good than to avoid doing evil. Before we wrap up, I want to emphasize something important. This video isn't about becoming paranoid or seeing evil in everyone around you. The Stoic philosophers taught us to be both vigilant and virtuous. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one. Use this knowledge not to become cynical, but to become wise. Remember, true evil often hides behind a mask of normalcy. It's not about dramatic displays of malice. It's about the subtle, consistent patterns of behavior that slowly reveal someone's true nature. As Epictetus said, appearances are a glimpse of the unseen. Trust your instincts when something feels off, but verify those feelings with careful observation and rational analysis. Let me leave you with this final thought from Marcus Aurelius. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. While we study the darkness in others, we must be careful not to let it stain our own souls. Stay vigilant, stay virtuous, and most importantly, stay true to your own principles. If you found value in this exploration of human nature through the lens of ancient wisdom, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. We'll be diving deep into more topics where modern challenges meet timeless philosophical insights. Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below, but remember, wisdom lies not just in identifying evil, but in choosing how we respond to it. Until next time, keep seeking wisdom, stay strong, and remember, the best defense against evil is not becoming it yourself. Peace out, truth seekers.